Shortly, would you please report to the field at this time? Senior ceremony participants to the field at this time. Last call. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before starting this match this evening, your UIW Cardinals would like to take this opportunity to recognize our seniors. Up first, we have senior David Schwartzman. David will be graduating in spring of 2023 with his business degree. He is being escorted by Luis, Dylan, Yus, Edu, Brady, and Santi. They are all teammates. His career statistics: David in 20 games had one assist and he played over 1,317 minutes. Once again, David Schwartzman. Up next, we have Hugo Constant. Hugo will be graduating in 2023 with his master's. He is being escorted by Edu Perez, Brady Dozdowski, and Yus Ojabod. They are all teammates. Career stats: 12 games played, 49 saves in 1,018 minutes played. Once again, Hugo Constant. Up next, we have Bernabe Lopez. Bernabe will be graduating. He is being escorted by his mother, Bertha Lopez, and family members Esperanza Lopez, Cedillo. In 37 matches, Burnaby with 3 goals, 2 assists in 2,436 minutes played. Once again for Burnaby, Lopez. Up next, we have Best Emina. Best will be graduating in December with his business degree. Best was supposed to be escorted by his brothers. Unfortunately, no one can make it here this evening for his friends Jer, Berna, Yus, Vic, Tony, and Cello. All teammates are escorting. His career stats: 1 goal in 36 games played, 3,199 minutes played. One more time for Best Emina. And our final senior, Victor Velasco. Graduating spring 2023 with a BBA business degree. He is escorted by his mom, Obdulia Garcia, his dad, Victor Velasco, his sister, Brisa Velasco, and his brothers, Giancarlo Velasco and Sebastian Velasco. In 54 games over his UIW career, 3 goals and 3 assists in 3,834 minutes played. Keep it going for Victor Velasquez. Excuse me, I lost my voice. Ladies and gentlemen, could we have one more round of applause for our 2022-2023 graduating men's soccer senior Cardinals? And the Cardinals would like to thank E2 Prodigy, FSC, and Alamo Heights Fort Sam Fire for their support of Cardinal soccer.
Yes. Yes.
Fans, on behalf of University of the Incarnate Word President Dr. Thomas Evans and UIW Athletics Director Richard Duran, we welcome you this evening to Cale and Tom Benson Stadium for tonight's soccer match between the Huskies of Houston Christian University and your UIW Cardinals. UIW promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team during tonight's competition, but we also request your cooperation by supporting these participants, coaches, and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, and sexist comments or other intimidating chants or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives cannot and will not be tolerated and are grounds for your removal from the stadium. UIW thanks you in advance for your cooperation. Incarnate Word is a Catholic institution that welcomes to its community persons of diverse background in the belief that their respectful interaction advances the discovery of truth, mutual understanding, self-realization, and the common good. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please turn your attention to the pitch at the center circle as today's starters move to the field. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your starting lineups. First, for the Huskies of Houston Christian University. Your goalkeeper this evening, number 30, Alex Aitken. Number 2, Sander Brow-Rissoy. Number 5, Daniel Wilkins. Number 6, Vanjali Sise. Number 7, Abu Kamara. Number 8, Luis Poblacion. Number 9, Valentine Ihenigu. Number 13, Elijah Lee. Number 17.
And welcome to College Soccer on YouTube Live. Two Texas teams getting square to tango as the Houston Christian Huskies make the 200-mile trek west to take on their rivals, the Cardinals of Incarnate Word, in this Sunday night soccer showdown. I'm Sam Kamen, joined alongside my partner and former Mississippi State College player, Katie Goodman. And Katie, two teams that have just been going in opposite directions as of late in this most crucial time of the year. HCU currently on a 4-game losing streak, and then UIW on the flip side started with a 11-game losing streak, now winning their last 2 of 3. Big, trying to just finish off the year in a strong way.
Right, and I mean, it's senior night, so that's really, really important for these guys. You know it's going to be a big game for them, and of course, just trying to maintain that winning streak. On the flip side, you've got a team coming in trying to reverse that losing streak, so it makes for an entertaining game, I think.
For HCU, they're going to rely on their point leader, Brian Farcallin, to just right the ship and get them back on track.
This guy, he leads in points and goals. 8 goals, 5 assists, also leading the team in shots and shots on goal percentage. I mean, he's one of those players that anytime a team comes up against HCU, his name is definitely circled on the sheet.
For UIW, Mr. Reliable has been best Amena, starting in all 13 games for the Cardinals. One of the few leaders for this team that has helped them down the stretch and winning a couple games.
Best Amena, I say, is the best center midfielder that UIW could have. I mean, fantastic work out there. His touch, his ability to switch the field, get both in the attack and in the defense. I mean, you can tell he's one of those players that if he's not on the field, his presence is deeply, deeply missed. So lucky for them, he is there in the starting lineup tonight, and you'll get to see his best.
Two different styles of play between these Huskies and Cardinals. Huskies scoring just about 2 goals a game, right there at 1.88 goals per game. On the opposite side, UIW struggles. They only score about 9 in this entire season, so that brings their season total to under a full goal. What are the keys into this one for UIW to find the back of the net and stay close with the Huskies?
Right. I mean, last matchup was a tough one for UIW. So on this one, they're really just going to want to stay compact and then focus on doing the basics well. We've seen so far this season, they're great at getting into the attacking third. It's just finishing the opportunities that they're given. Again, just finishing and working on those basics. On the flip side for HCU, just matching UIW's physicality. That's something that this team brings to the game every single time. It's not an easy win when you go up to UIW, even if it does result in a win. They're giving you everything they got, and you're gonna leave with a couple bumps and bruises most likely. That and quick transitions. You know, with the team that stays compact and is really tough, the only way to get them is on a really, really quick switch.
This is only the 3rd game at home for the Cardinals. They had their schedule moved around because they were supposed to make the full transition in all their varsity sports to the WAC conference. But when they decided to stay in the Southland, they had to not only move all of their schedules back to a Southland Conference schedule, their men's soccer had to go independent because both of these schools are actually Southland Conference schools, but the Southland Conference doesn't have men's soccer. So they've been an independent school. This is usually a conference game. Now it's just a non-conference matchup. So very, very interesting and very familiar faces between the two.
So tough for these UIW Cardinals, to be working with that, especially when for some of those who are in their senior year. I know it makes all the difference, but Coach Kiki Lara has done his best to just map out a really full schedule, giving these guys the best that they possibly can for the season with the cards that they've been dealt. And, not only does that help them to prove themselves in seasons to come, maybe possibly making their way into the WAC in a season or two, but also it gives plenty of scouting opportunities if any of these players want to play somewhere else, maybe in the professional leagues after this.
It's definitely interesting because a lot of their games for UIW are still WAC games or WAC opponents. They played Houston Christian earlier, as we mentioned, losing 2-0. They played San Jose State on the road, lost that one 2-1. Beat Utah Tech here for their second win, first win at home. And then they went on the road into Edinburgh, Texas, just on Wednesday, lost 2-0 to UTRGV. So still, you could still say they're 1-3 in the WAC conference if you want to look at that. But it's awesome just to have a schedule after realizing you might not be able to fill out a schedule after already having a COVID year take a couple away too.
Yeah, man. Again, just dealt a really tough hand of cards. So you've got to hand it to these guys. Totally resilient. They come out with a great mentality every time anyway. They're playing for more. They're not just playing. It's interesting when you see a team out there that they don't have to compete for a conference. So what are they competing for? The passion of the sport, the love for the game, and possible continuance and growth of the men's program here at UIW. Again, just got to hand it to Coach Kiki Lara for just having that foresight to reach out and create those connections himself, to be that self-starter, and to really kind of give us a sneak peek of just how these Cardinals might hold up in the WAC.
Kiki Lara, three-time All-American and UIW Hall of Famer, played here at Incarnate Word, now the head coach for Incarnate Word, and we are underway here in San Antonio. Beautiful Sunday evening. As some would say, Sunday night football.
Football with an accent.
The accent and no slide here from Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico.
Yeah, definitely a great day for soccer too. It's always nice when you don't have to play in crazy heat in the afternoon, and of course it's October, so it's a nice chilly night, and it's really the perfect environment for soccer.
Huskies on the attack early into the box. See if they can get a shot on goal. Some great footwork there and a tackle. No call there in the box with a Husky down.
It's great work there from the Cardinals, just closing down that back line. And that was a really quick transition there coming from HCU. It's kind of a dangerous ball, and as you can see here, the foul, just sticking the leg out just after the ball. Going to give that one to UIW.
Huskies on the attack early. There goes Constant down, and line judge will call a foul there.
Yeah, you always got to be careful when it comes to the keeper and roughing the keeper. And even then, that was pretty much all body and not a lot of ball that he was going for there.
Number 9, Valtine, for the Huskies, called on that foul. If it wasn't a foul, Huskies had a wide open goal. So a big whistle there. It was probably the right call. There was a lot of contact trying to fight for that ball. Ball into the box now for the Cardinals, and Abe Ashby just unable to get a foot on that one.
What's kind of silly about that is he was right there in range with the keeper. He might have just been able to make that a clean challenge and then had a goal opportunity, but he went in with body, and unfortunately it didn't work out here. He is again, and, you know, we knew it was going to be a physical match, so that's what these teams tend to bring to the Cardinals. It's something they're also known for.
That match earlier there in Houston, Huskies won that 2-0. Goals coming in the 17th minute from Ethan Giwa McNeil, and then in the 90th minute from Brian Farcallin, the player we mentioned in the open, sealed it there in the 90th minute. But even looking at the physicality in that game, there were 6 yellows from UIW in that game alone, 2 for the Huskies. So would not be surprised with a lot of whistles early to try and maintain just not getting this one overly physical and chippy.
Limit the chaos early on, not a bad idea. And, you know, sometimes it does come down to the ref too. I mean, we've all seen those games where you're like, how did he call that on this team but not the other team? And I'm not saying that's in any way the case, but I don't know if you had a chance to watch the Austin FC and LAFC game. Austin got beat pretty bad, and a couple of those goals, I think, were a bit of a miscall from the ref. And so it happens. It happens. Not saying it's happening here. We love our refs. You know, I wouldn't wish being a ref on anyone. It's kind of hard. You get yelled at from all sides, right? But
it doesn't matter if it was a good call or a bad call.
Exactly.
That was a good stave there from Hugo Constant. Huskies with an early chance. And another save from Constant. Celopet with the left foot. Goes to Velasquez on the opposite side and just cleared out. Tried to go inside the 6-yard box and find Abe Ashby.
It's a great effort there from Velasquez. It's low-driven ball. A little bit of traffic, but could have been an opportunity there for someone to run onto it. And those are the kind of plays that you want to see coming from this Cardinal team. But a throw, big throw, and deep in the attacking third.
Velasco, another ball in. Bestiamino trying to fight for that one. Just got away, but back in Cardinals' feet. Excuse me. Can't use your hands here.
Metaphorical hands.
Yes, exactly. In their possession.
There you go.
Imina with a strike on goal and just gobbled up there. Alex Aitken with the save.
Fantastic replay here, as you can see, and great work there from Bestamena finding those holes. He had a lane there and took advantage of it, and you know, close to follow. He had his Cardinal teammates there ready to pick it up. So good work there on the HCU keeper for recovering that powerful shot.
Aitken, a freshman from just across the pond in England, has 77 saves coming into the year, 3 shutouts. Making a big save there early in this one. Huskies with a chance inside the box. And that one will go out of bounds. Husky ran out of room. And it'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Number 17, D'Alessandro Herrera, trying to find a way inside that box. Just ran out of room.
Great service there from the Cardinals keeper, crossing that half line there. And as you can see, Cardinals swarming winning that 50-50. Unsuccessful there in the attack.
And although the Cardinals have struggled offensively this year, as we said, averaging under a goal per game, been shut out 8 games, 8 of their 14. But as of late, they've been scratching and clawing to find the back of the net, scored 4 of their last 5 games, with the last one being a 2-0 defeat against the Vaqueros of UTRGV.
There you go. Add some zhuzh to it, Sam.
Exactly.
There you go. Yes, I mean, I think sometimes it just takes them till way later in season. You start getting everyone's rhythm and whatnot, and that's the hardest thing about college is you have all these new players come in, and then things don't start really clicking until the end, and by that time, sometimes it's too late. That's why you see a lot of these senior teams doing so well.
Cardinals have a bunch of freshmen, very young team on their website. 4 seniors, as we say. It is senior night for the Cardinals. So a lot of youth playing tonight for the Cardinals, and it's not a bad thing. Youth is, as we talk to many coaches, they say the best way to get experience is through game experience.
Really and truly, you just can't really replicate that in practice. Oh,
here's a freshman, Abe Ashby, with a good run. And a no call there in the box.
wow.
Referee letting them play. And that one will be a whistle on that tackle.
Yeah, put some body in there, but it was all ball. But, man, had it been a different ref, it might have been a different call. From up here in the press box, it looked like a call to me. Looked like a PK for sure.
Anytime the player goes down in the box, you kind of automatically think, uh-oh, here comes the whistle and here comes the PK. But not this time for the Cardinals. That one will be a whistle there. Daniel Wilkins, the man marking Abe Ashby.
Abe Ashby has really grown leaps and bounds this season. Of course, a freshman, but you see the effort he puts into this, and there's a reason he's being fouled. It's because a lot of times when they see a player with potential, all they know how to do is foul and stop the momentum.
Player that has 2 goals and 1 assist on the year. He's played in 11 games. Last 5 games for the Cardinals he has started in. Includes goals against Georgia State and Utah Tech. That win here just about a week ago. Had a goal right there in the 90th minute to make sure the Trailblazers of Utah Tech would not surmount a comeback.
Those last minute goals are, you know, just the best feeling in the entire world. You know, I saw a game today recently as well where there was a last-minute goal, and it's just a complete game changer, obviously, because you win the game. But even, you know, it's just something about not having to defend that goal for a very long time and feeling like you just got away with it.
The pressure of having a 1-goal lead never feels, it's never out of reach. You're always on guard, and then once you finally, especially in the 90th minute when you can come through and then you can kind of relax for that last minute or two until the whistle blows, you're like, okay, now I can relax.
Right.
But you're always on guard with a one goal lead.
Well, you know, it's giving the other team momentum too, you know, and so it's always in the back of your mind that they're now playing up because they're down, and man, that, and then I always say 2-0 lead is also a worse one because you start to get comfortable thinking you got it, and then that's usually when the opposite team strikes back. But here we are, 0-0 still, 32 minutes and some change on the board.
It almost loosens up the team that's down to be more aggressive and take more chances.
Right, it's kind of like goals just kind of spur creativity and confidence that sometimes you didn't even know was there because you just have to.
Looked like the chance there for the Cardinals as Ashby went to DePoco, and that one's poked out of bounds there by the Huskies. So a throw in there for Velasco. He'll put it into the box. Finds the Husky head. Finds it on his foot now. Tries to go back post. Barnaby Lopez is there, just can't do much with it. Wins the ball back there. Good effort there by Lopez.
Nice little spin move. Half Maradona in the mix, getting fancy, and it's all looking really good. I mean, you had a header back 2 feet of their own Cardinal, and then a nice little spin move, and here they are recycling the ball again. It's looking like some quality soccer here, and then of course handing it to that back line, their ability to kind of get their head on it on that cross, but again challenged here as Cardinals move into their half.
Ball into the box there for DePoco. He gets it on his left foot and unable to find an opposite. Cardinal is trying to either go to Ashby or Velasco. They're both kind of in that line of the pass. And we have a Husky down.
Take a look here again at that nice little spin move, committing the defender, opening up to space. Fantastic work there coming from Barnaby Lopez. Again, one of those graduate students actually who has really been a presence for the Cardinals here in years prior as well.
Trainer going out to attend to the injured Husky. Number 7, Abu Kamara. While they attend to him, we'll take a quick break. 0-0 here at Benson Stadium here in San Antonio. Be back in a few moments.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
And we're back here as Kamara is able to jog off the field there. Good sign there for the Huskies. Definitely don't want anyone to get hurt. Looks like he'll be able to stay in the game too after they send this ball away.
Abu Kamara Jr., 2 goals and 2 assists from Liberia. Making his way all the way over here to the United States, making an impact for the Huskies tonight. The ball will go back and play here in a bit, and I'm sure he'll make his way back on the pitch. Sometimes you just get a knock and you gotta walk it off, and it's the name of the game.
Maybe got a turf monster or something where it just gets stuck in the turf or something. But you mentioned him being from Liberia. Huskies have a lot of foreign blood. 16 international players, 4 from Liberia, 4 from England, 2 from Mexico, Norway, and Canada, as well as 1 from the Netherlands and Botswana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'd love to know their recruiting contacts. I mean, they are pulling from all over the world, and I would also love to go to one of those potlucks, a team potluck, and try all the different foods and cultural influences. And, you know, it's always interesting to me when there's a team that is so culturally diverse, especially you just think about cultural dimension in general, right? You know, communication, not only literal and verbal, but, you know, the unspoken cultural differences that are, you know, just a part of it, and that can sometimes create misunderstandings. Here's a replay here. Clear of the head. Ooh. Blatant shove.
Foul there on Jorge Manduhana, senior from Conroe, Texas. A little closer to home, you know. But it's funny because the four people from Liberia, they're all from the same city. They're from Monrovia, Liberia. So I wonder how close all of them knew each other.
They probably are all in the same club or from some academy growing up and
lived down the street from each other.
Yeah.
And like, hey, it's a package deal. If I'm going to go, then he's coming with me.
I mean, that's great, though, because, you know, you get this, like, core piece of your team who has played together most likely a really long time and probably are borderline telepathic on the field at that point.
It's like getting sisters or brothers, any type of family members. You see a lot of times, a lot of recruiters go into the same club and getting players that have played on the same team, same high school team. It's all interconnected, you know. Sports world is a really small world.
It is so small. I mean, Sam, we're near like the end of the season here for soccer, and how many coaches have we spoken to who have said, "Oh, I know this coach, I know that coach, I know this person, that person." I mean, it is such a small world.
You even were almost coached by one of the coaches we covered.
Yeah, she
just
came
missed
in
her by a year.
Just a single season.
Huskies now trying to get on the attack. Unable to. Abe Ashby now with the ball on his foot. And good job there by the Huskies. Sensing the danger and dealing with it. Now they're on the counter. Going up that far sideline. Can they get a shot on goal? Tries to cross it in, blocked by a wall of Cardinals. Tries to do it again. And deflected again by the Cardinal captain, Barnaby Lopez.
It's a fantastic effort there from the back line, just tracking back, keeping pace toe-to-toe, and then getting really compact and numbers back. And it's always hard when you have those quick transitions because sometimes as a striker you're so far ahead, then you know it's up to you only because no one's there to follow.
Nil-nil here in San Antonio. UIW winning 2 of their last 3, trying to end the year on a high note. Have this one and one more match against Bradley on Wednesday. Trying to find the back of the net here. Velasco on the near side, cleared away and out of bounds, but wins a corner for the Cardinals.
You can see here he took it to the outside of his left foot, worked to cross it in, and ended up getting the corner there for his team. And that's always one pretty good indicator as, you know, the scales begin to tip one way or the other, seeing who are getting more throw-ins deeper in the attacking third, more corners. In this case, we've got one here for the Cardinals.
Trying to go back post, off the head and just wide right of the post.
Watching this replay here, nice ball in and just shy of his head, it looks there, but again, great intent from that corner. He was able to lose his defender and very close.
Definitely have liked what I've seen from the Cardinal attack for them not being such a great offensive team. They're really dominating here in the first 20 minutes so far.
Right, and I think that's kind of been a thing for them a lot of the season. You see them out on the field, it feels like they're dominating, and then it's just, not executing those final third moments, and that's the unfortunate part of soccer is all that matters are goals, right?
Doesn't matter how ugly or how pretty sometimes. It's just a matter of getting the ball in the back of the net.
Right.
It's like a basketball player or a golfer. It doesn't matter the swing or how good your free throw looks. As long as it gets in the hole or gets in the hoop, you're gonna make some money.
Right. And, that's why Manu Ginobili was my favorite player. Here's a replay here before we get into that. A tackle. Looks like just a bit of body. Clean, all ball, but it's going to go to the Cardinals on that one. But as I was saying, Manu Ginobili, he was my biggest inspiration growing up for soccer because I felt that I was also a really unorthodox person, and it wasn't always pretty and clean and perfect. And he kind of made me realize it doesn't really have to be as long as you get the job done. And I don't know.
So you were a lefty then?
I was a righty. Well, I'm both technically.
Okay.
But I'm more dominant on the right. But I did play both right and left. You kind of got to do it all. But if I guess power-wise, it's better on my right.
Okay.
But that'd be cool to be a dominant lefty. A lot of cool lefties out there.
Cardinals unable to maintain possession there. The Huskies turn it right back over. Cardinals leading the way in shots so far, 3-1 advantage. Both have a shot on goal and one more opportunity with one corner kick versus no opportunities for the Huskies on that set piece.
Seems like quite a bit of congestion there over on the right side. They have a big switch if they pick their heads up and try to find that passing lane. Looks like they're working on it here, trying to move it to the other side, but could also send it right back. As you can see here, I think the Cardinals are good at winning those 50-50 air balls in the midfield, but if you just looked at that quick transition that they made there, I think that sometimes it's not always, you want to do the basics well, but sometimes it's not the first obvious ball that you want to go with either. Great tackle. Will they call it?
And they will.
That looked like all ball to me. I'd love to see that replay. Looking like the
yellow card there on Anthony Vargas. We'll take another look at the tackle.
It's all ball to me, but definitely looked like it hurt Husky, who is down here again. Another closer look. Looks like cleats were up a little bit, possibly, which could definitely cause some issues. Yeah, cleats were up a bit, justifying that yellow.
Still trying to identify the man down for Houston Christian. Don't want to speculate anything. Definitely took a big tumble.
Yeah.
Very physical play there by Vargas. Almost getting all ball, and would have been a great tackle.
Right. It was all really close, and he's probably just so fast, it just clipped him, and good to see him up and walking off on his own accord. That's always a good sign, but you can definitely tell it's hurting the way he was moving when he went down, how he can barely put weight on it, poor guy.
Number 6, Bengali Sese, 6'3", junior from Liberia. Don't see many 6'3" soccer players.
You don't, especially who are field players. Usually they're center backs or in the goal. I guess there's a couple strikers up there, but I think he's playing more of the winger role out there.
Good chance for the Huskies now on this set piece. Herrera will take the free kick. Freshman from Houston, Texas, has 3 goals and 6 assists on the year. Puts it into the box and just missing a Husky head.
This replay here. Nice ball in, but just not able to get on the end of it.
It's a very good ball in. Just very, very dangerous, and lucky for the Cardinals that it came up empty on that one.
Right. This HCU team is definitely clinical there in the attack. Definitely don't want to give them any opportunities. Going back to the height thing, there are 6 players on this team who are 6'0" and taller, which is a very big team, meaning it really benefits from some corners and set pieces.
On the attack here, here's one of those bigger players. Ball into the box, gobbled there by Constant. Huskies wanted a call. Ref says play on, and they get that one out of bounds for a Cardinal throw-in.
Catch this replay. Fantastic work there. Constant coming out, defender tracking him, just all the pressure, making that execution of the goal nearly impossible. Got to hand it to those keepers who just come out and sacrifice their body on a daily basis.
Cardinals working it around. Coming near side to Abe Ashby. Now they swing it to the far side. Lopez there just outside the box and tries to send it in off Houston Christian, and another corner kick for the Cardinals.
Great block, of course, there from Houston Christian. You know, and while it might have resulted in a turnover, I think, you know, it's better to have a corner kick than a ball run right through your box. So got to hand it there to the Huskies.
Celebit DePoco to take the corner. Goes far post. Still dangerous and saved there off a couple Huskies. Keeper there, Aitken, with a stop.
Great pressure there as well from the Cardinals to create another turnover. Looking like we have
Willie Aguilar to take it. They go far post again, still in the middle of the box, and cleared away. Man, Vargas had his right foot right there. Just couldn't get a good swing on it.
You know, for as tall of a team as the Huskies are, it's interesting to see these Cardinals getting on the end of these crosses anyway. And problem is the ball settles to the ground, and then it's hard to get past it at that point. But
you would think that the height advantage would automatically mean more headers won, but a little feisty squad there for UIW. It's not the size of the heart, it's, or what's the saying go?
not the size of the dog
in the fight.
In the fight.
It's
the
the
side
fight. Yeah,
in
it's
the
the
dog.
yeah.
The size of the fight in the dog. Oh, wow.
We messed that one up big time.
Is it past 7 p.m. on a Sunday, or is it past 7 p.m. on a Sunday?
You can tell the Monday blues or the Halloween candy is starting to get into our heads, you know?
Yeah, the sugar rush
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm fully addicted to M&Ms and peanut M&Ms, Twix. It's just that sugar hit. It's like nothing else, man.
Herrera with the corner, cleared away. Little counterattack, 1-on-3. Now it's 2-on-2. Bestimena with some fancy footwork has some help now, and the Huskies get that one away, and now they're back on the counterattack. Herrera there in the middle with a chance, and a good save there from Constant, and some contact there, and let's just hope Constant is okay.
Yeah, that didn't look too great. He came in there full body, and when a player just kind of lays down like that, it's not a great sign. Could have gone right into his chest as well. We saw that earlier in the game, LAFC, Austin FC. A player laid out just like that.
A good ball there.
Yep.
Fearless going for the save and not giving the Huskies a chance to put a shot on goal. While they attend to Constant, we'll take a quick break. 0-0 here in San Antonio. Back from Benson Stadium in a moment.
Okay, so I think we're all set. We have HEB tortilla chips here, made-in-store guac, fajitas are sizzling, and of course, a selection of salsas.
What's all this?
I told you I was hosting salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Fine. It's salsa night.
Salsa night.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
B1 Performance Patch elevates physical functions by transforming carbs into glucose used to fuel the body. Don't compete without it. Visit buyb1.com or on social media at B1
Cardinal,
Patch.
excuse me, number 1, Hugo
Good
Constant.
sign there from Hugo Constant, up and walking off the field. Good display of sportsmanship between him and the Husky Valentine. We'll get a new keeper in the game. Number 31, Alejandro De La Torre. Excuse me, number 32. Number 31 on our roster sheet. He's a senior, Tyler Junior College transfer, and even played a game there at UTRGV before coming to UIW.
Big moment for him here as he has the opportunity to step up for the Cardinals on senior night. Another tall guy, 6'4", from Georgetown, Texas.
To the goal for number 1, Hugo Constant.
Huskies now on the attack on the near side. Try and cross it over, and just out of the reach there. Trying to find their point leader, Bryant Farcallin.
Haven't seen a ton from him so far in this half. But again, 15 minutes to go.
He's one of those senior leaders for the Huskies. Has led the team in scoring the past 2 years. Led the team in goals with 5 in 2021 and 3 in 2020. continues to build each and every year from 3 to 5 to 8.
It's so interesting, looking at players who are able to do that. And again, a lot of the games we've called this season, you see that with so many players. And, when you're a freshman going into it, you don't really believe it. You're like, whatever, I should be better. I should have more goals and more this and more that. But you really and truly grow so much as time goes on. And then also as your coaches build trust in you and give you those opportunities. And, so it's always good to see when someone is on that positive trajectory and really can't express how important it is to just stay healthy. There's so many players who don't even make it past that freshman, sophomore year because injuries put an end to it or complicate things and put a damper on those stats.
Good physical tackle there by the Cardinals.
That was a great lunge from Daniel Wilkins.
If not, it would have given Cardinals a great opportunity. Instead, it's still at a 0-0 stalemate.
Wilkins is one of those players from Norway. A 6'1 freshman, 6'1", 182 pounds.
Just a big man right there.
Definitely feel his presence there on the field, able to cover a lot of ground.
Huskies with a chance and unable to connect there. Looking for Kamara there, just out of his reach.
The idea was there. I think it was, hard with that outside back beginning to close ground, just trying to keep that ball driven. So instead he kind of put a chip on it, and it's always hard to get to sometimes. But again, great intention there from the Huskies. You're seeing them move into the attacking third with speed, full force, and makes for good soccer.
Cardinals clear it away and reverse the field as the Huskies will try and play another long ball in. And this one will be reach the keeper, and he'll make an easy play.
Nice service there from De La Torre. Also, just great IQ there, letting that ball roll into the 18 and spreading the field a bit by pulling those strikers up a little higher and then playing that ball back in.
Foul called there on the Huskies. Number 20, Aldo Tarantini draws the whistle, and the Cardinals go quick here on the penalty, and it's a goal.
And it worked. I mean, did you see that? Look at that celebration first off.
Victor Velasco, senior night, gets a senior goal, his second of the year, fourth on his career here at UIW. Not a better time to have one.
Wow, a set piece, well deserved. I mean, here's the foul. Created that, the fake there that helped him to get past that outside back. But I don't know if you saw it as they were setting up. He went down, faked to tie his shoe, and then ran around, received the ball. Again, a nice cut, committing that defender, and then just having the ability to play it with power up at opposite lower 90. Got to hand it to the kid. It's a great one.
That brings the UIW total 5 out of their last 6 games they have scored. They are definitely flying high as of late on the offensive end. Sometimes it's a killer to see the end of the season and be like, why aren't there more games? Like, let's keep going. We're in a rhythm now.
Yes, I mean, technically they could probably pick up a match if they wanted to, right? But man, it's too bad to see that they're just getting the rhythm towards the end. But you know what? I think all in all that matters is that it worked at the end of the day, and they're able to make something really good of the season, and hopefully for them end on a high note.
Marcelo DePoco gets his first assist on the year. Very cheeky play there, and it worked brilliantly.
It's those kind of plays that kind of remind me of Ted Lasso a little bit, you know? Like, it's not something that you see often, the fake with the tying of the shoe and then the... Man, that's good stuff.
It's the
Pure
thinking
entertainment.
out, yeah, thinking outside the box. We talked about it all season long. Teams that have just kind of struggled to find the back of the net. Just what is it going to take to find it, and adding some more finesse or creativity. Hey, faking tying your shoes and going quick on a penalty kick, that'll work for you. I'll keep that one in my notebook.
Right. Whatever it takes. Put that guy into some acting classes and can sell you anything.
I might not be a soccer guy, but I'll definitely remember that one. You know, Ted doesn't have... Oh, and that's a good sign there. Constant back in goal for UIW. As the Huskies now trying to claw their way back into this one. And be a UIW throw. It's funny you mentioned Ted Lasso, though. He's a football coach, not a football coach. And he uses his assistant coaches to help him so well. You think that's something Kiki Lara drew up, or maybe someone on the sideline goes, "Hey, try this one."
Yeah. What did Ted Lasso call it? The Lasso special.
Mm-hmm.
That final play at the end of season 1, and is essentially had his players set up like football. And but we've got an opportunity for the
Finds
Huskies.
the back post and just wide of the post. Huskies were able to find their man behind the defense. Just the left foot of Sisse just misses a little bit wide.
Again, you can see these Husky players doing such a great job of getting into the attack and applying that pressure, and it just seems to be a mistiming, if you will, when it comes to finishing there in the final third.
Number 30, Cesar Elisade in for Willie Aguilar. UIW up 1-0 now off the Velasco goal. Trying to keep it that way into the half. Just about 8 minutes remain here in the first half.
Going to be some nerve-wracking 8 minutes there for the Cardinals. Something we discussed earlier, right before the match kicked off, just how that single point lead can really create some motivation for the other team.
Long ball there in for the Huskies. Good job there from Bennett Carlson, heading it to the keeper Constant, eliminating the Husky threat there.
It was good work there by the defense. It's always a little nerve-wracking anytime you pass the ball back to your keeper. You have to have a pretty good awareness of who's around, and especially sending it back with your head, having that confidence that you're not going to own goal it. But, of course, Cardinals looking pretty confident, especially after this goal.
What has been the key for the Cardinals in kind of stopping this potent offense that averages just under 2 goals a game?
They've been really compact, and they've also been really great at keeping up with that transition. I mean, you see this Husky team moving with full speed and really tall players in the attack, meaning really long strides with these really tall guys, and the Cardinal back line is just keeping up with it. Not only that, look at how expanded they are now. You've got cleats to chalk. You have your center back coming out with confidence. I mean, the back line has done a great job. Players stepping back, rotating, movement. They're definitely in a flow here.
And it's not like they're sacrificing their defense or their offense to make sure they keep the Huskies scoreless. They've obviously been very good on the attack, leading in shots, resulting in a goal on the attack here. And a whistle.
Looking at this replay, had the ball caught behind him, then he goes, and yeah, it looks like there's a cleat in the way, just enough to trip him up.
Bestimina tried to go early, go quick twice. Huskies able to sniff that one out. It's one of those fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Right.
That was a shame on you. You're not going to get me twice.
Again, moving out of the back really well, just stepping well. They're reading these Huskies pretty good as they make their way in. And of course, you also see, you know, defensive efforts coming out of the midfield as well. Bestimina making things really, really difficult. And Danny Elizalde as well, both working really well together. We also have Timothy Ospina in the mix. They seem to just cover that center part of the field really well.
Kiki Lara giving some late instruction. Under 5 minutes here. Trying to go into the half with a 1-0 lead.
Entering for Houston Christian, number 27, Roman Kedgley.
HCU.
In for number 7, Abu
recycling the
Kamara.
Trying to get something going. And a whistle there.
Didn't look like much of a foul to me, but let's see this playback here. Could have been a bit of a pull, and
Anytime a guy's on the ground, you might get a whistle. Keyword is might. Sometimes it's a flop, sometimes it's not. Most of the time it's actually not.
yeah. You know, I think that's the hard thing with men too, is a lot of time it looks like a flop, but they're all so big and strong that it, you know, really does hurt, and it's easier for guys to lay guys out, I feel like.
There's a goal. A good throw in. Gives the Huskies a header.
Wow, look at that. Quality goal as well. No trickery. Just pure skill. Would love to see that.
The goal at the
Playback.
3:12 mark
Ethan
of the first
Giwa
half.
McNeil, sophomore from London, England.
Seeing this replay, finds one head and then another, just flicking it right into that opposite 90, and Hugo just couldn't stretch out wide
The
enough
goal
to
is
get
from number
to that
23,
angle just
Ethan
into the
Giwa
side netting.
McNeil.
Throw in there from number 25, Zach
Huskies
Nicolau.
Cardinals
Goes
won.
off the head of Bengali Sese and then heads it to his teammate Ethan Giwa McNeil, who finds the back of the net for an equalizer. Goal number 5 for McNeil. Second on the team in goals.
Just under 3 minutes here to try to tip those scales again before moving into the half, but as of right now, it's a whole new game.
How deflating is that if you're a Cardinal? You find a goal and then just like that right before the end of the half, that lead just evaporates.
It's absolutely frustrating, you know, especially when you've started gaining momentum. And got a replay here. It's a nice read, pick up, but I guess a foul, giving the Huskies the ball. But yeah, no, it's completely frustrating because, you know, it gives a little bit of confidence to the other team, and then, you know, a defense that was playing so well, just it's really hard to get up on those headers and, you know, get in the way of a flick. And there's not one but two. The ball's coming so fast. It's, you know, that's why it was such a quality goal there.
Under 2 minutes now. Cardinals trying to answer after the McNeil goal. Try a long ball to Ashby. Unsuccessful.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smart.
Husky throwing now as the clock ticks towards the north side of 1 minute. See if they can't
1 minute.
catch
1
lightning
minute
in a bottle
remaining.
twice. Zach Nicolau to throw it in. Gets it into the box. Looking for Giwa McNeil. Just headed away this time by the Cardinals.
Great effort there. What a throw as well. And like they're trying to bring it back into play again.
Cardinals able to get that one, and a foul now on Best Imena. Huskies going to have to go quick. 15 seconds on the clock. Play a ball in.
10, 9,
It's in the box.
8, 7.
Can the Huskies do
6,
anything with it?
5,
And
4,
cleared away
3,
by the Cardinals.
1.
And the buzzer will sound. A great half of soccer played, ending here
Ladies and
in a
gentlemen,
1-1
at the
tie
half,
so far.
this
Katie,
match is tied
how do you
at
make
1.
of that first half?
Great matchup on both sides. I mean, the trick play there on the set piece from the Cardinals, and then just the double flick header into the opposite side netting. It's all looking really good. And even in those final seconds, I thought maybe something was going to get called in the box if they weren't too careful. But here's that replay, and look at that, just out of reach, nobody to blame, just fantastic quality and effort. Nice cut over there to his right foot and finish again into the opposite side netting. So they're both bringing it to each other. I think when it comes down to it in the second half, it's just who's going to be able to stay focused and switched on in these key moments. I think it's such a great offense, and, you know, they're so evenly matched that it's going to come down to who breaks their focus first.
Goals by Victor Velasco and Ethan Giwa McNeil give us our score at halftime. Houston Christian 1, Incarnate Word 1. You're watching college soccer here from Benson Stadium in San Antonio. Back for the second half in a little bit.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Okay, so I think we're all set. We have HEB tortilla chips here, made in store guac, fajitas are sizzling, and of course, a selection of salsas.
What's all this?
I told you I was hosting salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Fine. It's salsa night.
Salsa night.
The B1 Performance Patch elevates physical functions by transforming carbs into glucose used to fuel the body. Don't compete without it. Visit buyb1.com or on social media at B1Patch.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
When we say no store does more, it's because our market partners and in-store certified meat cutters do more every single day. Prepping, cutting, and grinding beef fresh in store. So that literally only the best makes the cut. Because when we do more, backyard cookouts are more legendary. No store does more than my HEB.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at Ticketsmarter.com.
It's halftime here at Benson Stadium in San Antonio. Houston Christian and Incarnate Word tied at 1. We'll be back in a little bit to give some highlights and some stats from that first half. You're watching college soccer on YouTube Live.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Okay, so I think we're all set. We have HEB tortilla chips here, made-in-store guac, fajitas are sizzling, and of course, a selection of salsas.
What's all this?
I told you I was hosting salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Fine. It's salsa night.
Salsa night.
B1 Performance Patch elevates physical functions by transforming carbs into glucose used to fuel the body. Don't compete without it. Visit buyb1.com or on social media at B1Patch.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
When we say no store does more, it's because our market partners and in-store certified meat cutters do more every single day. Prepping, cutting, and grinding beef fresh in store, so that literally only the best makes the cut. Because when we do more, backyard cookouts are more legendary. No store does more than my HEB.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Back in San Antonio, it's still halftime. Houston Christian Huskies 1, Incarnate Word Cardinals 1. And Katie, in that first half, it was really dominated by the Cardinals statistically. Two shots on goal. It was more the amount of chances the Cardinals created. 5-shot advantage to that 2 or 3 shot that the Huskies have. But at the end of the day, the Huskies get a late score at the end of the half, and it's 1-1 going here into the second half.
That's right. I mean, you can see the scales begin to tip a little bit with those corner kicks. UIW at 3, HCU with 1. But again, they are great on those quick transitions, and they earned themselves a turnover there with a throw-in and just got on the end of it with those immaculate headers. I mean, great flicks on and flicks on with power, and you got to hand it to them, and it's going to be a good game.
The scoring got started by Victor Velasco in the 33rd minute, followed by Ethan Giwa McNeil equalizing the game at 1 there in the 42nd minute.
Again, you just see challenge after challenge after challenge in those replays, and you see why it's so difficult, but this flick there was successful, and then a nice little trick play with a solid finish there from Velasco. Again, this flick just from a different angle, just out of reach for Hugo. And again, evenly matched in different ways. I think, on that throw-in, the height advantage really worked there for Houston Christian. And so I think it's, just playing with what you have. And for them, they're going to be good out of the air. For the Cardinals, it's going to be those driven through balls and quick transitions.
We have a good one here at Benson Stadium. We'll be back for the second half in just a few moments. The Huskies and Cardinals tied at 1 going into the second half. We'll be back in a few moments.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Okay, so I think we're all set. We have HEB tortilla chips here, made-in-store guac, fajitas are sizzling, and of course, a selection of salsas.
What's all this?
I told you I was hosting salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Yeah, salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa night.
Salsa
Salsa
night.
Salsa night.
Fine. It's salsa night.
Salsa night.
The B1 Performance Patch elevates physical functions by transforming carbs into glucose used to fuel the body. Don't compete without it. Visit buyb1.com or on social media at B1Patch.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
When we say no store does more, it's because our market partners and in-store certified meat cutters do more every single day. Prepping, cutting, and grinding beef fresh in store, so that literally only the best makes the cut. Because when we do more, backyard cookouts are more legendary. No store does more than my HEB.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Just about ready for the second half here in San Antonio. Huskies and Cardinals tied at 1 apiece. And Katie, if you're Coach Lara or Coach Pratt for the Huskies, what adjustments do you make at halftime?
I think just making an effort to really spread the field a little more, find a few more holes in this really compact Cardinal team. I mean, again, they're doing a great job, but they also do a great job of expanding when they move into the other half. But, as a team that is, really benefits from being compact, as soon as they expand and move forward, that's a bit of vulnerability there that a quick transition could take advantage of.
Cardinals in those home whites. HCU in the road blues. We've flipped sides. There's the whistle from our head referee, and the second half is underway. Cardinals trying to get another multi-goal game. They averaged just under 1 on the season. Only a couple times 3 times they've scored more than 1 goal. 2-1 when they do. Only loss coming in a 3-2 decision. Huskies on the attack, though, and they turn the ball over, giving the Cardinals a throw-in. Definitely not something the Cardinals can't do, scoring in 5 of their last 6 games. 2 of their last 3, they did score 2 in wins over Santa Clara and Utah Tech. They want a win here today. They're going to at least have to find one.
Cardinals are really showing up here in the second half. Dominating early on, keeping possession, and when they lose it, really hustling to get it back. Of course, we have this turnover here as Huskies try to build out of the back.
Long ball in. With the chance now for the Huskies off the right foot, and Constant is able to corral that one. Went off his arm and then was able to get back up and gobble that one. Good shot there from number 23, Ethan Giwa McNeil, who had the goal earlier in the first half.
Fantastic work there from the Englishman from London. I mean, just great movement and, soccer IQ and making himself be in a position that's dangerous to begin with. I think, by the time he got to the end of it and was able to get a foot connected with it, it just didn't have the power that it needed. But again, if he continues to put himself in those positions, it's only a matter of time.
Abe Ashby now in the box for the Cardinals. Tried to go to his right foot, decides to set it back up, clearing it back out, as the Cardinals will now try and work it around the back line. But good pressure by the Huskies. Giwa McNeil played 6 games as he was a transfer from Coastal Carolina. He's played in 16 matches, and a big left foot there from Barnaby Lopez. Just wide right of the post.
Would love to see that replay again. It's always good to see them changing it up instead of just trying to get on a diagonal, taking that ball from outside the 18, even further so. And it had some power on it, just didn't land quite where he needed it to. But again, that's exactly how you win games against any team, is changing it up, not being predictable, not going for the obvious. And he had a chance, he had some space, and took advantage of it.
Cardinals usually averaging just under 9 shots a game. Have 6 shots here early. And now a breakaway for the Cardinals into the box. Fancy footwork. And a good tackle there and clearance by Herrera. Francisco Segura, also known as Paco.
It was a great win there. I mean, super aggressive. He tried to bring it back, give his teammates some time to get in there, but that passion and that drive there just to win it and get it into that space. Got to give him some credit on that. Looks like the Huskies got it back as they try to move out of it here.
Turn it over. Bennett Carlson trying to find Abe Ashby, and just out of his reach. Another goal kick for the Huskies.
Just looking at this from the reverse here. It's touches to the right. Great read there by Constance, but sometimes in those situations, it looks like he just wrapped around a little bit too much on that ball. Sometimes it's nice to let it fade off the top of the laces, and it kind of fades into that upper 90, but try to get some power behind it. And Constance was there to receive it.
Definitely almost looked like he lost his footing there as he was going to hit it. So it was still a good job of just getting some pace on it, as well as getting it on frame.
This is very true. Under a lot of pressure as well, and good on him for just getting the shot off in general. But, there's been times where I went to take a shot in a game and
Abe Ashby on the ball in from Barnaby Lopez, just unable to touch that one where he could maintain control. If not, It would have been a 1v1 there with the Husky keeper.
Yes, great run in. Look at this chipped ball. Perfect timing. Makes it in. And, man, that's always a hard one. It's also hard because as you're coming in with speed like that and getting close to the keeper, it's closing your angles down. But, you know, that's where you might want to try to do a quick chip, a volley over the keeper's head, or possibly just a tap to the right or left. But, again, it's always harder when you're running full speed and hard to put the brakes on. But great play and development in general. And, you know, I think we're starting to see that grow here from both teams. Some really good chances coming up. Getting the feeling there might be a golazo in the mix for this second half with the way both teams are showing up.
Refereeing having a word with Timothy Ospina. Foul there on the Cardinals gives the Huskies a free kick. Ball played into the box, and Constant comes off his line, making a solid catch and get the Cardinals out and running quickly again.
Great play from Hugo, and then all the way up here to the field. And as you can see here, Abe Ashby doing a great job of reading plays, and another diagonal from him that made him pretty dangerous there for the Huskies. But here we've got the Cardinals trying to put in circulation again. It's always hard in that attacking third. You've got to have a lot of movement from those strikers if you're going to try to play it in.
Lopez throws it into Carlson. His cross unable to find a Cardinal, and Bestie Minna. A lot of power there. That went through the football uprights.
Yeah.
No 3 points this time.
No 3 points for you, Bestamena, but I have to give him some credit. Great touch. I mean, he trapped it with his foot, brought it behind him, opened it up for him to take a shot. If he just leaned over that a little more and, you know, just found a little bit of, you know, settling of those nerves, it might have been a different story.
He wins the ball back for the Cardinals. Doing a good job here. Ospina trying to find a cutting Cardinal. Still working for it. And they win that one. A whistle from the referee. And it's going to be a foul on the Huskies.
As you can see here, he kind of gets caught up between two people. Momentum just brings him right down to the turf. Teammates helping him up here, looking like might be okay. And look at that, some great sportsmanship there from the Huskies. Got number 6, Bengali Sase, another Liberian, giving Bestamina a little pat on the back.
So the Cardinals will have a free kick. See what they can do with this set piece. All square at 1 here. Just about 10 minutes have gone past in this second half. See what the Cardinals can do here. Indirect. Ball still in the box for the Cardinals. Swing it back out to Emena. Now Velasco. Still working it on that far sideline. Trying to find some space.
Not a bad idea trying to find that flick over there on the sideline, but Cardinals regaining possession.
And just too long there. Miscommunication between Perez and Velasco.
The idea, though, is there for the Cardinals, and you can definitely see that they're feeling this momentum, and that last run of play there was pretty good, just between the possession and the grit there in that space.
McNeil now sending it to that far side for the Huskies. And service into the box, finds no one, goes out of bounds. Sebastian Cochrane serving it into the box. Just too far, and no Husky around on the other end. Cardinals now on the move. Seems like every time I say that, they turn the ball over. And the flag goes up here. I was about to say, Huskies were about to make a run there.
Yeah.
Just a couple yards offsides there.
Yeah, definitely offsides, but it's funny that you say that because I feel like right as I'm about to say something, the possession changes as well, which tells you just how tough of a game this is. You know, I mean, you can look at stats and say, oh, this is looking like, you know, a little unbalanced here, but really and truly, like, especially in the midfield, when it comes down to it, that's it's a tough place to be there.
Cardinals have been on the attack and have been a little bit in more control. It's felt like they've had a grip on this game much more than the Huskies have. Another foul there on HCU. A little trip.
Got Edu Perez taking that set piece, but sending it over to the side.
Far side now, Velasco plays it into the middle of the box. Head away by the Huskies. And out of bounds. Another look at that service in.
It wasn't a bad chip in at all. It's just, you know, I think timing of the runs in and maybe a little bit of misplacement there just made it easy for the Huskies to get on the end of.
That's a good ball in on that far sideline. Now the shot taken and Constant sure-handed there.
Some great power from that distance. Bold move, taking a shot from that angle, but as you can see there, Constance got in a really good position there just to receive it. Was able to read it as it was coming, and you know, if he could just take that shot maybe from the corner of the 18, it could be a different.
Here's a shot now. Great kick save by Constant. Still not away from danger. And finally cleared out of the box. Ethan Giwa McNeil, him and Constant both sliding on that ball into the middle, and Constant's foot clears it away.
Great work there from Constant. I mean, definitely one heck of a game, and same there for the Huskies. I mean, they're just one-on-one there at the top and really making this one heck of a game.
Hugo Constant earlier in this match came off his line and went more with a sliding and more chest up and got the wind knocked out of him early in that first half. Had to come out. Almost learned his lesson there. And header there from McNeil goes wide of the post.
Getting a nice service in. He gets there, just doesn't quite direct it to where it needs to go. But again, just making those dangerous runs.
And for number 23,
Ethan Giwa McNeil coming out of the game now, getting a well-deserved rest.
Definitely gave Constant a run for his money quite a bit there, really testing his abilities tonight. Constant has shown up big.
Here's a chance now for the Huskies. A breakaway. Gets it just to the side of Constant. They play it back, and great defense there.
Wow. One heck of a run in, and man, good on Constant for coming out, but even better fake there by the Huskies, and great work there. Oh, almost if he had that one touch and could have just got on the end of it, Roman Kedgley might have had a goal there, but you can't take that kind of time with the Cardinals defense. Great work there and getting back.
The aggressive play by Constant pays off there once again. He's been fearless when he comes off his line, whether it's head first, feet first. And even though he didn't get that ball on the initial touch, he was able to give by his defense some more time to help him out. Huskies have definitely found something in the attacking third, just has not resulted in a goal just yet in this second half.
I'm sure the frustrations are high as well for the Huskies. Quite a few breakaways. Again, really just checking Hugo Constant's focus and grit back there. I mean, how many times has he had to go in on a full body collision in this game with 1v1s? He's, again, just coming up really big here for the Cardinals. And you can see, again, with just the creativity, the intent is there. They're doing well to get in, and it's usually just that final pass. A bit of miscommunication and mistiming. Intent is there, though.
For HCU, number
Perez
7,
and Segura
and for number
on
25,
that last connection.
Zach Nicolau.
Tried to get
And
something
number 21,
going for the
Brian
Cardinals.
Barkeland.
Came up
And for
empty-handed.
number 27, Roman Kedgley.
Abu Kamara comes back into play for the Huskies. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists on the year. He'll try to break this stalemate at 1.
Some great striker to keeper pressure there from Valentin. You could see that Hugo was trying to get it out fast, but Valentin was not having it. Got right in his passing lane, forced the bigger kick down the field, and now it's any man's ball.
Segura with the ball just beyond midfield. Gets it taken away, but still in Cardinal control. They'll work it out of the back. Some pressure from the Huskies. And all Constant can do is send that one out of bounds. Huskies now, ball into the box, right foot, and headed away there. Looked like Anthony Vargas just stood there like a brick wall and just right off the top of his forehead.
What's interesting about that is it's actually better if you meet the ball as it's coming to you. Something in physics says this is not going to mess your brain up as bad as if you go into the ball versus if it just hits you.
Another look at it.
Yep, he was ready, hands behind his back, ready to meet the ball and redirect. Great defense.
Free kick now for the Huskies. D'Alessandro Herrera to take it. Played well into the box and unable to connect there are the Huskies.
And watching this playback here, not a bad ball in at all. Just had these Cardinals swarming these Huskies at the moment.
Segura.
Just over 20 minutes passed in the first half. Still a 1-1 tie between UIW and HCU. Scoring got kicked off by Victor Velasco. UIW went quick off of a set piece. Velasco made one cut. And a great ball off his right foot into the lower 90. Got the Cardinals on top early. And then just before the end of the first half, it was Ethan Giwa McNeil with a header to put us at a equal score. And that's where we stand as we speak. Huskies average just under 2 goals per game. Trying to find a goal to break this tie.
Initially, I thought that might have been a handball there, but it looks like a slide that the ref wasn't too fond of, so here's an opportunity.
Free kick played towards the near side. Here comes Constant and secures that one. Touch there from Bryant Fakarlin.
Not a bad idea going into space in that way with that touch. It looked like it just had a little bit too much pace on it. Sometimes that happens with turf and, you know, with a heavy ball coming in. But had he gotten on the end of that, he could have played that ball through and it'd been really dangerous.
Huskies trying to find their point leader in Fakarlin. Far side now are the Huskies, and it sends a ball in off a Cardinal, and it'll go out of bounds for a corner kick here. Another look. That last touch, just too much, couldn't control it. Herrera to take the corner.
Only the second corner kick here for HCU.
And off a Husky head. Just over the crossbar, though.
Again, good placement. Just a lot of bodies to get through on that one. And it's essentially what happens is who can outmuscle who right there in that box.
Hugo Constant to send it away. Huskies doing a great job here in the last 10 or 15 minutes on being more on the attack. It's been the Cardinals most of the game today. Huskies now taking their shot at it. What's kind of helped them in this last 10 or 15 minutes be more successful in creating chances?
I think they're winning more 50-50s and turnover in half field. You know, you don't really, they're just not, you know, hitting stagnation with turnovers. So they get the turnover and they continue. And
big
wow,
shot just off the field goal post.
But from distance and with power and man.
Bengali Sese, another look here.
In for number 23,
6'3" junior from Liberia. Just missing there.
It's a nice layoff as well from his teammate. Good on him opening his body, pulling that ball over to the left. And, you know, it did have a little bit of an arc to it. So maybe just driving down a little more with those laces, leaning over a little more. And, of course, hindsight's always 50-50.
Kiki Lara trying to will his Cardinal squad to a third win in 4 games. Got off to a slow start this year, starting with an 11-game losing streak. now starting to hit their stride as the season comes to a close, winning their last 2 of 3 during that losing streak. He's definitely said that they've been playing better than the record had showed, and that attack is stopped as the flag goes up. It was up even before the run.
It's interesting. Ball was up in the air quite a bit, and had the Huskies bring it down to settle it and then put it right back up in that chip. Not something that I would have expected, but I think it was a great play. I don't think anybody in the back line expected that chip over, and it's just unfortunate that, you know, it was called back and they weren't able to get on the end of it there.
Constant trying to find a couple of his attackers. Team that's struggled to find the back of the net. The goal today gets them just 2 double-digit goals for the season. Came into today's game with 9 goals. They try to reverse the field to the man that scored in the first half. Velasco's pass goes off a Husky and out of bounds. Now Bestimina trying to find Celo de Poco there, and sniffed out by the Huskies. Good pressure here from Valentine.
Great composure out of the back there for the Cardinals as they bring this one back up, start to develop. Letting it cross his body there, and great ball in. And what does he do with it is the question. And
the flag is up. He was offsides.
Ugh.
Just a tad behind the defense. Take another look here.
Yep.
Pretty close.
Just a couple steps, but now that was some beautiful play development there from the Cardinals. It's been so hard for them to just find any holes at all, especially, you know, between the Huskies' defensive center mids and back line. They've done a great job this afternoon.
As we mentioned, they're starting to hit their stride, and with a young roster, a lot can be taken into next season. A lot of building blocks and pieces from this team likely to stay next year. Always trying to build for the future, as the Huskies called offsides here.
Both teams have solid defensive back lines. They're all very connected on both sides. They step well. They expand well. It's almost, you know, defense versus defense.
Both defenses for these two teams not particularly well. UIW only 1 shutout on the year, giving up almost 2 goals a game. HCU giving up just about a goal and a half. But all that matters right now is a 1-1 tie. We got 15 and some change left. Chance here for the Huskies, and it's in for a goal. The point leader for the Huskies, number 21, Bryant Farcallin, with his 9th goal of the year, finds a goal to break the 1-1 tie. And the Huskies with a big 1-goal advantage as we go about under 15 minutes.
Looking at this awesome quick switch, the touch he takes, it looks like Hugo got a hand on it and then ended up resulting in an an own goal
Huskies 2,
as the
Cardinals 1.
ricochet and the bounce came off a Cardinal there on that one, but fantastic effort coming from the lead goal scorer there for HCU.
I'm going to be nice and give him the goal. We'll see what...
I think it's well-deserved.
We'll
I would
see.
give that.
See what...
As you see here, it technically goes off of his shin.
Bennett Carlson trying to keep that one out of goal.
I think it probably would have gone in anyway, whether he had gotten a foot on it or not, so...
Huskies with another chance, and Farcallon tried to play it into Kamara. Left-footed Kamara just a little high and
just
outside.
A little too excited there. You know, they're pumped after a goal that's putting them ahead. Only 14 minutes and a bit to go, so I'm sure they're driven and motivated to kind of try and extend that lead. Anything can happen in 14 minutes, so.
Officially, the goal does go to Bryant Farcallon, so very generous. You know, sometimes those own goals don't look so good, so you want to reward the people. You want to reward.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah,
Add to the
reward
stats, might as
forwards.
well.
Yeah, reward the forwards, not make it bad on the defenders, because in that case, Bennett Carlson is just trying to get a foot on it and clear it, versus he's not necessarily, he just got his foot tangled up, maybe just the ricochet, the spin. It could have been a number of things.
The momentum trying to catch, it's really hard in those situations.
HCU still on the attack with the corner here, finds a Husky head, but the Cardinals able to get it away, and now on a counterattack, Celeb DePoco. Here come the Huskies, though. Can he get anything with this one? And he does draw a foul.
Great work from Bessamena coming out of that corner, you know, under so much pressure, and to just keep his composure, and instead of clearing it, especially when there's minutes to go and tension is high. A lot of those players just tend to clear it up the field, but instead he pulled it out with speed, try to capitalize on an empty opposite half. And this moment is gonna mean a lot here for the Cardinals.
Huge set piece here. Celeb DePoco and Timothy Ospina at the ball. It's Ospina playing it just in, and it'll be a goal kick for the Huskies.
Replay. You can see here where he's trying to read, see if his player is ready to go, but you know, sometimes that little pump fake even will be a bit of a giveaway. He had his defender there super touch tight, making any result next to impossible.
They tried to go to Victor Velasco, the lone Cardinal with a goal in this match. Just unable to get enough on it. And Carlson will run this one down, beating Farcallon for that one.
These two have been toe-to-toe here for a big chunk of this half, and
HCU trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Here's a chance now in the box, headed away by Carlson. Dangerously close as that ball was crossed inside the 6-yard box. Huskies still on the attack. Farcallin, and there's going to be a whistle and a penalty. Excuse me, free kick. Just outside the box.
Some great clearances here from the back line, and coming out with speed and clearing balls, but then it's those little turnovers just in really critical parts of the field that have made this a little bit more difficult for the Cardinals back line. From the initial turnover that started this whole progression into the foul here. It's just another opportunity here for the Huskies.
Stoppage in play as the referee will walk off where that wall can be for the Cardinals. 3 Huskies stand by the ball. Farcallin, Kamara, and Herrera. It's Kamara, and straight into the hands of Constant for a sure save.
Great work there from Constant. I mean, had really secure hands on that one, not bobbling, just right into the hands. And didn't give these Huskies a single chance for a turnover.
There's a turnover by the Cardinals. Huskies now with the chance. Farcallin on the near side. Goes to Herrera, and they'll just back it back out.
Looked like there was a handball up there, and that paired with some congestion. Probably why I wanted to send it back and recycle it. But nice dummy moving into that corner, trying to beat the defender there, but this is a replay here looking back at this.
And we'll get a stoppage as we come out. Farcallin down here on the near side. Maybe some cramps. Trying to get up and walk it off.
Got to be careful with that cramping. One thing can lead to another sometimes, tears or micro tears or sprains. And, final minutes of the game, definitely good on him to just take it easy. Plus, you're up a goal. Doesn't hurt to take a breather here and
maybe
reset.
A little bit of a stall tactic, too. It's always that way. As we're under 10 minutes left. If you're a Husky, you want to see this clock wind down as fast as possible. If you're a Cardinal here on senior night, trying to find at least an equalizer. Going to see everyone in white in full attack mode as Bestimena comes out of the game.
Interesting substitution there.
For HCU number 25, Zach Nicolau. In for number 21, Brian Farcallin.
And Farcallin will come
Entering
out of the game for
UIW, number 8,
HCU.
Luis Zuniga. For number 22, Best Emina.
Looks like they're giving young Luis Zuniga some playing time here in these final minutes. Giving Bestimena a break.
Corner kick now for the Cardinals.
Looks like that deflected, possibly off the arm of a Husky, but nope, going to a corner there.
Zuniga to take it. And away for the Huskies, and a foul on the Cardinals on that loose ball.
You can see the entire Cardinal bench outraged by that call. And half the team standing up, hands on the head, just not happy about that one. It looked like fair game to me there. Just a tough fight down the side of the field. Maybe some arms in the mix, but I mean, I've seen worse.
It's just like basketball. If you fully extend that arm, you're more at risk to getting that foul called on you. Maybe just extended too much there was Aguilar. Body goes down there. Is a Cardinal, Salo de Poco. And we're gonna get a card here on the Huskies, excuse me. A little delay of game.
Seems like a fair play there to me. Excuse me, a fair distribution of the card.
Fair play on delay of game, man. I mean, you understand it. You would probably do the same if you were the Huskies too.
It really is the name of the game, unfortunately.
Cardinals trying to find that attack that they had for about the first 60 minutes of this match. Whistle there. Definitely physicality is picking up here in the final 10 minutes.
Nice big ball in. But then there's a little bit of stagnation here. Chance to reset with this throw-in.
And we'll get a substitute for the Huskies.
23, Ethan
D'Alessandro Herrera comes out, and Ethan Giwa McNeil will come back in.
Trying to keep that ball alive, but right back to the outside chalk it'll go.
Still a throw-in for the Huskies. They'll continue to try to play keep away and milk the clock. Two games that any team will do when they're up one late.
You can see there now they're starting to bring that ball to the corner, trying to run down the clock a little more, making it even more difficult for Cardinals to get that rebuttal of a goal. It's playing here possession, and you know, I'm always amazed at the players who don't get laid out. I felt like that ball was out on the Huskies there, no?
Cardinals there thought so too. Still another throw-in for the Huskies. Doing a good job here. And definitely have already killed 2 minutes of clock. That's another throw-in for the Huskies. This could not go any better if you're HCU right now.
Oh, man. And I hate seeing this happen. Usually, I mean, 4 minutes. I mean, when did this start? 5, 6 minutes in, and finally, Cardinals here regain that. 4-ish minutes to go.
Referee didn't know who that one was out on, and Cardinals will take it any day. Especially as the clock dwindles just on the north side of 4 minutes.
It's going to be really hard as well with Bestamina not on the pitch. He's so integral for those transitions, especially quick transitions. And so you can see here they're kind of swinging it a little more horizontally and then trying to play it in. Not a bad idea.
Velasco on that far side. Huskies have shut him down since the early goal. And a foul there. And that'll be a card. Luis Zuniga with a yellow card. Another look at it.
Yeah, it looks like he had his elbows up, went in with his forearms, and just got hit after the play. Deserved yellow, I would say.
So 3:28 remains. HCU. 2 unanswered goals. One late in the first half by Ethan Giwa McNeil. And what is looking like a game winner right now, Bryant Farcallin in the 75th minute. Cardinals still with a chance though. 3 minutes to go. Trying to find an equalizer here on senior night. Trying to end the season on a positive. Cleared all the way back to Constant. Constant boots it away. Tipoko trying to run it down. He does. Still going quick are the Cardinals. Moving with intensity and a purpose right now. And here's a breakaway for Valentin. He's just going to take it to that corner. And it'll be a goal kick. So 2 minutes now. Cardinals going to that far side. Head coach Ryan Pratt cheering his team on. Trying to get out of San Antonio with a win. Cardinals now here on the near side. Attacking into the box. And off a Husky. And a corner kick.
It's a nice flick in there to that deep corner. And you see Edu Perez getting on the end of it and creating a nice corner opportunity.
1:07 and ticking down. Sell it to Poco. Far post, just too far.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Velasco runs it down. Into the box now. Played away. Ospina to DePoco. What can he do? Going into the box. And I think that one is off a Cardinal. Excuse me, they're going to give the Cardinals a free kick here.
Here's a replay. And I don't know about that one. Looks a little bit like came off the Cardinals in a deflection, but oh, it's not a corner. It's a
free
foul.
kick. Yes. Every Husky not liking that one as the referee issues a yellow card.
Yellow for talking back, I guess.
So the Cardinals with a chance here.
Just 30 seconds on the clock.
This will likely be the last chance for an equalizer. Just outside the 18. Referee writing down that last yellow card. 4 Cardinals around the ball. Referee walking off the Husky wall as they get set, getting directions from their keeper, Aitken.
4 possible PK kickers here. This is looking a lot like a Ted Lasso special.
See who takes it here.
Got a player laying under the wall. So
Look like Velasco will take it off the left foot. And it's in! It got by Aitken. He guessed right. And it just got by him. And Victor Velasco gets 2 goals on senior night. And he's in the stands to celebrate a great goal and a great ending here to his home career at UIW.
Wow, what a huge play. I mean, look at this right now. My hands are on my head, and despite there being a player laying on the ground, he goes just shy of the wall, goes through the hands of the keeper, and talk about one heck of an equalizer. It looks like they might be possibly adding some time back here on the clock because Velasco did run into the stands, which killed a little bit of time there and ran the clock out. But can you blame him? I mean, I'd be climbing all the way to the top of the stadium. That's gotta feel good.
Oh, wow. I thought Alex Aitken had that ball in his hands and it just squirted out and crept into the goal for an equalizer.
10, 9.
The Huskies try to play a ball into the box.
5, 4, 3.
And a quick kick there. And it was on goal, on target. But Hugo Constant with some strong hands secures that one.
What a dramatic finish. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, your
I bet their
final score.
Huskies are probably regretting,
Christian
running the
University
clock out
2,
on that one. But Hugo,
UIW
fantastic work,
2.
getting his hips behind it, getting low, receiving that
The
ball, and
Cardinals appreciate your
man,
support,
good on
and
HCU
we
for
ask
getting a
that
final
you please
hit
take a
off.
moment to gather your belongings
But Velasco
and collect all
is
trash
the
and
man of
dispose
the
it in
match.
the nearest
What
garbage
a
can
game.
before you leave the stadium.
Victor
We thank you in
Velasco
advance
with the
for your
late
support of
dramatics
UIW
here
athletics
finds
and
an
for your
equalizer.
consideration in helping us keep our campus looking good.
His second goal of the game comes at
Thank you for your support
not
of
a
UIW
bigger
men's
time
soccer.
than
We hope
that.
to see you at their next
Just
home game.
slowly trickles in. And Katie, just a awesome match, and it had everything. Goals, and goals.
Goals, and fouls, and credit there to Sela DePoco. I don't know if you saw him on the edge of the wall. He got down and he created that passing lane for Velasco. And here we are with these stats, man, pretty evenly matched, even with fouls, except for saves. They really, really put Hugo Constant to work there for UIW.
That second half, you could see the attack of Houston Christian continuing to put pressure on the Cardinals, but kind of like the first half went, just a late goal by HCU over a first half dominated by UIW gets them an equal draw there at halftime. A second half that was completely dominated by the Huskies, and a late goal by Velasco gives them a 2-2 final draw.
Full of energy, full of drama. This is definitely the game that you wanted to be at on a Sunday night, and great work there for Incarnate Word, equalizing that one in the final seconds, and also great game there for Houston Christian University. The Huskies bringing it to the Cardinals, ending this one in a tie.
HCU will go on the road to finish their conference slate in the WAC. They'll go to UTRGV and play Saturday, November 5th at 6:30 p.m., as well as UIW hitting the road for their final game of the regular season. They'll play at Bradley Wednesday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. But in this one, it's a 2-2 draw between the Houston Christian Huskies and Incarnate Word Cardinals. 2 goals by Victor Velasco, the last one being the most dramatic one as they as he ties this one in the 90th minute. That goal there by Bryant Farcallin had what they thought a game-winning goal for the Huskies. And Victor Velasco said no, 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 as he puts in this free kick in the 90th minute to send the Cardinals away with the draw on senior night.
Velasco now making a name for himself on those set pieces because he really showed up big here.
4 goals on the season for Velasco, trying to add on with one more game to go. For Katie Goodman and Sam Kamen, this has been a presentation of college soccer on YouTube Live. Here from Benson Stadium, a 2-2 draw between Houston Christian and Incarnate Word. So long from San Antonio, and see you next time here next year.